And now we're going into just a little decompression, just a little bit, and we're going to be opening this up for more questions. This is questions and answers about any of the segments that we had, questions you forgot to ask and would like to ask now. If you'd like to text those questions to 630-386-5306, we can take that now. Does anyone have any questions?
I'm presenting a question from someone that was on the call that had to jump off because someone told them that was a waste of time. The question is that they're trying to work together on something. The other person feels it's a waste of time and wants to know how I suggested a combination, but wants to know how they can combine what they did on the call to what they need to accomplish today. And so they need to go ahead and do some work, and so I'm trying to figure out how to go ahead and help them in that area.
Who would like to take that answer? Alan, Mark?
How about Cheryl? I'm going to try.
Cheryl.
Waste of time. I guess they want to stay the way they are, and they're satisfied with the way their life is going. So they didn't open up to thinking differently. So I don't know if I have any suggestions for them.
So the person that was on didn't feel it was a waste of time. It was the person they were with. They felt that the call was a waste of time. How do they go ahead and help that person that's not even on the call to see that it's helping them and may actually help the person they're with?
Dump the person that's next to you.
One of the things that I would go for, when you're dealing with people, you have to know personalities all the time. One of the biggest breakthroughs I ever had is understanding personalities. Because if anybody knows me well, they know I'm not the most patient person in the world. And when I'm dealing with analytical people that want to do it right, okay, you may find this hard to believe if you know me, but I just want it done more than doing it right. And that's not always the best way. So understanding personalities, understanding what an amenable is going to do, what an expressive is going to do, what a driver is going to do, what an analytical is going to do, will help you in life, not only in business. And if you're in business and you understand that, that is going to pay back in spades. Just knowing that little bit.
So this person's saying they don't have enough time, or that's a waste of their time.
His partner is, yeah. So I would just go to the partner and say, hey, do you understand personalities? And if they don't, just say, hey, well, that's going to hurt us in our partnership.
Okay, so I got a response here. It says that he's trying to do something he felt has worked for 2.5 years and has not worked for 2.5 years. It is time to try something else. When it's working with someone else, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, how do you make sense of this for yourself?
Simple. If they're doing the same thing for 2.5 years, is not working, the other person is willing. Don't work with them.
Or if you're working with them and what you've been doing for the past 2 years is not working, then stop doing that and figure out different solutions to approach it. I mean, there's so many solutions to every single problem.
They might be closed-minded, though. If they're either closed-minded to be on the phone, they might be closed-minded.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best partnership you have is not having one at all.
But if they're narrow-minded, if you know they're narrow-minded, then how do you approach them and actually let them see the big picture? You take away the blinders.
If you can, but you may not be able to.
Just put them with Anna.
Yeah. I don't.
Because Anna, there's a science to it. There's a science to it. It's dimension. See, this individual's in a far higher dimension than the individual that they're with. And so if you can get somebody closer to if you can get somebody closer to their dimension, so Anna's closer to the dimension because she's willing to work with somebody because she thinks, well, I could help them. Ed, maybe not so much. Mark, definitely not. It's like, you know what? Just stuck
in their way, just see.
Yeah. And so, like Anna, she's stuck in her ways too. She doesn't see it that way, okay? But in my world, it's like, oh yeah, she's so stuck in her ways, you know? But she's not as stuck as the other person. At least she's still on the call, right? I mean, like she has more openness than the other person, but not nearly as much openness as she thinks she does. And so she's in a perfect position to move that other person because she'll be patient with them. She'll go ahead and relate to them, connect to them. She'll go ahead and seduce them in to get them to move.
Gotcha. So by approach it in a different way, take away the blinders, maybe connect her with Anna, who is on the call check with Ed Kurtz, who knows her.
Exactly. Yep.
There you go.
Nice.
Real life on the call.
Good questions. We have time for one last question. Any other questions? Talking, you're on mute. Any other questions? You can text it to 630-386-5306.
Kevin, I have a question for you coming from me.
Okay.
You have been with this Mastermind Seminars for quite a while. What is your biggest golden nugget takeaway from today, and what would you like to go ahead and send that out to people and say, hey, this you missed this?
If you weren't on the call today and you didn't hear what was being said and then really listen to what was being said, you've missed, like you said, a golden nugget. To me, being able to understand who people are from what Cheryl shared and being able to truly communicate to somebody in a way that's going to make a big difference is absolutely huge, because when the chips fall, we want to be communicated in the way we want to be communicated with, because we're selfish. We're sloppy, selfish, and undisciplined. And I see that in my own life in certain areas. We all are in something. But what you shared about understanding, once you understand somebody, taking to the next step is to asking the right questions. Their biggest challenge, or what they'd love help on, really is the open door. If we can get to the open door and share shapes and drill deeper and ask them what their real pain is, one, they're going to find out that we actually care and that we actually really want to help them. And maybe it's me also watching The Founder, which I have not done yet. But my takeaway is I'm going to be watching The Founder and now putting those two ideas into watching that after tracking leads. But what Alan also shared in terms of the gravity principle and aerodynamics, we live with it, but we don't think about it all the time. So we live with all these natural laws all the time, and I need to get from my high school thinking to my college thinking to a pro thinking. What dimension am I in? What dimension are others in? Or where do we need to make the jump? And in order to think differently, maybe it's not thinking about time, but maybe it's how am I wasting time, or how am I not disciplined in my time? How do I need to leave my delusional thinking and then share it with others? That's what I took away. And I think if I can just implement that, that will make a difference. And I think it will make a huge difference for other people as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you have any other questions, you can text them to 630-386-5306.